Hey you guys, welcome to What If Naruto Had Bakuton, explosive release. If you like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Now let's start. Chapter 1, Prologue, Mouths. Naruto-kun, do you know why I called you? Hiruzen Sarutobi, the Sandaime Hokage, asked a young boy no older than 6 years old with blonde spiky hair and blue eyes, that was sit in front of him. 2. Tell me how much you love me. Naruto asked the old man, trying to get away from what he did. Hiruzen took a drag from his pipe before answering. Not exactly. I was just curious on why you scared a bunch of children with your smoking paper, that somehow caught fire. Naruto scratched the back of his head and let out a nervous chuckle. They wanted to see something cool and it got out of control. Hiruzen raised an eyebrow. Really? Then I am wrong to think that those kids weren't bullying on little Mei-chan. Naruto, hearing that, looked at the older man to the eye. Those guys were being jerks. They were picking on her because her hair is red. Naruto told him, it was true. They started to call her Tomato Head, and her little sister started to cry. That seemed to make the bullies feel better. Hiruzen let out a sigh. Those kids were picking on her because of that. But he knows that the real reason those kids would even dare to bully the Hokage daughter is because their dads probably encourage them. Who on their right mind would do that? That's a question Hiruzen asked himself today. He can still remember that meeting 6 years ago. Inside of him may receive looks of hate for some reason he doesn't know. And he receives nothing. Not that he cares. If his brothers are fine, he doesn't care what kind of looks he receives. Or if he doesn't receive any at all. He doesn't have many friends neither. Some don't want to be with him because he protects her sister. Others wants to be with him to get to his brother. Again, not that he cares. But he enjoys hanging out Shikamaru and Chuji from time to time. He was searching his sister in the park, because here is where she usually is. After searching for a while, he listened to some laughs coming from somewhere in the park. He followed the noise and saw the 3 bullies that were picking on her sister earlier, now doing the same thing again. So, Tomato Head, now that your Nii-san isn't here, what are you going to do? Huh? The bigger bully asked the red-headed girl, with purple eyes. Her hair wasn't too long, just reaching to her shoulders. She was wearing a blue dress and was with tears in her eyes. I don't know. She spluttered out and the bullies laughed. You don't know? Huh? You're really stupid, you know that. Another said, and she was about to cry. And no, is that dash what you're going to answer back? The last one challenged, and she shook her head and some tears slipped out, making the bullies laugh. Naruto just watched, hoping that her sister would stand for herself this time, but no. Her sister lacked personality because intimidation and bullying. Time to step up. Naruto took out one of his gloves and put his hand inside one of the bags. The mouth started to munch on the clay and it spitted out another ball of clay into Naruto's other hand. He threw the ball towards the back of the bully head and the bully turned around to see Naruto smirking. He remembered that Naruto put some ball in fire and they were pretty scared of that, and from him. But he put the brave act anyways. What you want? The bully growled and Naruto shrugged. I heard that someone said my name and I came here to find my cute little sister being bullied by some ugly big kids. Care to explain? The bully growled, not liking his attitude. You think that you're better than us? Naruto put his hand on his chin, making a thinking pose. Let me see. I'm more talented, smarter, cooler, prettier. Yes, I'm better than you 3 put together. Especially because I don't pick on younger girls. The bully took a step forward and was now next to the clay ball. Look, Naruto made the ram seal katsu, putting more chakra than most times. He wanted to see something. The ball caught fire, scaring the bullies and making the one close to it fall to his butt. He quickly got back up and he and his friends ran away. This isn't over, you jerk. One screamed before they ran away. Naruto grinned, seeing that he now knows how to make it go in fire, and walked to his crying sister. Don't cry, Mei-chan. They're gone now, and I improved. We should be happy. Mei hugged her brother. Thanks Naru-nii. She sobbed and Naruto hugged her back. No problems. Now, let's go to Ichiraku's. The old man is there waiting for us. And I bet that he can tell us a cool story. Mei nodded, smiling, and took his brother's hand and they started to walk towards Ichiraku's ramen bar. Naruto was walking ahead of her and she was looking with admiration at his brother. I wish I was like that. She whispered Naruto hummed hearing her sister. Strong like you. To help people. Naruto ruffled her hair. I don't help people. Just you and Rin. Besides, you're strong. Only that you don't show it. Believe me, one day, all those bullies will eat their words when you dash. Boom! A small explosion interrupted Naruto and made Mei cling into his arm. He turned around to see that where the ball was, now they were only burnt marks. Naru. Mei asked him and he grabbed her hand and started to run with her following. Well, let's go now. I'll consider this my last meal, before mom kills me. Naruto said with a panicked face and Mei giggled at seeing his brother like that. It was cool. She said and Naruto smirked. Yeah, and strangely it felt good. Chapter 1, Learning about Art. Can you tell me why are you watching me? To make sure you don't harm or destroy anything in Konoha. The Umbu told him in a stoic voice. Deidara smirked. You don't have to warn me, Umbu-san. I know the rules. The Umbu nodded and was going to jump back to his tree, but Deidara stopped him. Hey wait, how old are you? The Umbu tilted his head. Why is that important? Deidara shrugged. The only people I know that they like me is the old man and Naruto. So I guess that it couldn't be too bad to have a friend around my age. The Umbu nodded. I see. Well, I'm same age as you. How do you know my age? Hokage-sama gave me your file. The Umbu said. Hey, Deidara. Check it out. Naruto screamed, holding a clay spider in his hand. Deidara smirked. Great job, kid. Now time to create art. The Umbu looked at Deidara for some seconds. He could see pride in his eyes. For how long do you know him? Naruto, you mean? The Umbu nodded. A couple of days. Why? You seem fond to him. Deidara shrugged a little. He is a talented artist and dash. Boom. They turned to Naruto when they heard an explosion and they saw a glimpse of an explosion and a grinning Naruto. Deidara smiled. Talented indeed. The Umbu nodded. I can tell. You better go to train him. I'll watch from here. Then he leapt back into a tree. Deidara smirked. Of course you will. Then he walked towards Naruto to praise him and help him more. October 9. Hey Deidara. Naruto said to the older boy that looked at him from his work. Yeah? Why you want to help me? I mean, that everyone says that my brother Rin is better than me for different reasons. Some even don't know we're brothers. So dash stop. Look Naruto, I'm training you because I grew fond of you. You're not like most annoying brats that just want to learn jutsu to become a cool ninja. You do things slow and calculating. That makes you a good ninja. And besides, you are artistic. That's enough for me to like you more than your brother. Naruto smiled at him and then he blushed and looked away. Hey, you know tomorrow is my birthday, and it is also Mei and Rin's, but I wanted to know if you wanted to come. Deidara blinked a couple of times before smirking. If you ask me so nicely, there's no way I could miss it. I'll be there. And, I'll give you some cool gift. Naruto beamed cool. He saw the sky and noticed it started to get dark. Oh no, I need to go back or mom will be mad. See ya tomorrow Deidara. Then he ran back to his house. When Naruto was away, Deidara called his masked friend. Hey, Umbu-san. Besides him the Umbu he usually talks with Materialed. Yes. Can you give me a Doton or Raiden Jutsu? The Umbu silently stared at him, making him nervous. And the creepy mask doesn't help him calm down. Shouldn't you ask Sandaime-sama for that? Deidara shrugged. Probably. Care to take me there? The Umbu nodded and put his hand on Deidara's shoulder and they both shunshin away towards the Sandaime office. Chapter 2, A Birthday Party to Forget. And that's why I need your help, Umbu-san. Deidara told to his masked friend that was seated on his couch. The Umbu nodded. That is the great emergency you said you had? To buy a last-minute gift to your apprentice? That you know for a week or so. Even after the Sandaime told you to don't do that. Deidara smirked. But it is an emergency, Umbu-san. He invited me yesterday, and I still can't think of an artistic gift for him. And the Sandaime don't want me to give his a jutsu. Why don't you just give him a sculpture? I thought about it, but I figured out he wanted to create his own art. The Umbu put his hand on his chin in a thinking pose. After some moments he looked at Deidara. What about a jutsu? What about it? I'm pretty sure. You were there when I was told I can't give him a jutsu yet. What if you teach him a jutsu? A defensive one in case he needs to hide from his own explosions. I doubt the sand aim will be against that. The Umbu explained, and Deidara put his hand on his chin and nodded. I see. In that case I have the perfect jutsu for him, he said, pointing up with a smirk. Then I suggest you get a scroll. Or something like that. After all, the party is tomorrow. I know, Umbu-san. Besides, don't you have some Umbu stuff to take care of? I do. I came here because you used the seal, alarming the selected Umbu to guard of any kind of emergency, so I thought that you were in some kind of trouble. Which you're not. Goodbye and see you tomorrow. With that the Umbu shunshin out of the building, leaving Deidara confused. Are you coming tomorrow also? If you do, warn me with anticipation. October 10, Namikaze compound. Naruto was sleeping peacefully on his bed until he felt a weight on him. Followed by a loud, "Happy birthday Naru nii." Mei screamed on top of him, and he opened one eye and he smiled at his little sister. Happy expression. Happy birthday for you too, Mei-chan. The others are down already? He asked, and Mei nodded. They are waiting for us at the kitchen. Naruto nodded, and both siblings headed downstairs where the rest of the family was waiting. Aniki, Rin said, spotting his older and Naruto sit down next to him. Happy birthday, Rin. Hey mom, hey dad. He greeted his brother and his parents. Kushina smiled at him. So you three ready to the party tonight? Mei nodded. I hope that Ino-chan and Hinata-chan can come. Yeah, I hope my friends bring good gifts. And you, Aniki? Waiting for anyone? Rin asked his brother. That shrugged. It would be cool that Shika or Chuji could come. But I really hope that Deidara could come. That caught the family by surprise. But for different reasons. His siblings, for not knowing who this Deidara is, and his parents for not fully trusting the former IWA shinobi. Who is Deidara? Mei asked him, and Naruto smiled. He is the coolest guy that I know. He have the same bloodline that I do, and he is teaching me all kind of cool stuff. And Naruto kept talking about him to his siblings, and he didn't notice his parents whispering between themselves. Why you think he invited him? Kushina whispered to his husband. I don't know. But let's keep an eye on him. Minato whispered back. Kushina nodded and turned back to their kids and noticed that Naruto was gone already. Where is your brother? Kushina asked to her other's kids. Rin shrugged. He said he was going to find that Deidara guy. Why? Minato asked. He said to ask him about art. Mei said, confusing both parents. That was when Minato remembered what Hiruzen told him. He calls his explosions art. Minato sighed, not liking what was going on with his eldest kid and the former IWA nin. For now, he will just let it go and see where it takes. If he sees his son becoming a psychopath that blow things up for fun, he will intervene. What were you going to give him anyway? If you take away something as important as being clan heir, I guess you were going to give him something important as that. We were going to train him. Minato said, and Shikaku shook his head and Tsunade sighed before leaving. Did you talk this with someone at least? Shikaku asked again. I did, with Jiraiya-sensei before he left. He said it was a good idea. And he also says that peeking on women is a good idea. Some screamed at him and he winced for the loud sound. I should go speak to him. Right? Minato asked. Deidara-san already went after him. Because with all due respect, Hokage-sama, I think you're the last person he wants to see. Itaka told him and left, angry at his leader for doing that action against his eldest kid. Minato sighed. He screwed up with his son, and the Deidara kid was going to comfort him. He really screwed up. With Naruto, hey little artist. Feeling okay? Deidara asked the crying kid that was walking on the deserted streets. Why yes. He croaked, and Deidara put a hand on his shoulder. Then why are you crying? I am not crying. Naruto snapped at Deidara that pointed at his tears. Those things are called tears. They usually come out when you're crying. Naruto looked down before asking. They don't care about me. Do they? Why? You say that? I bet that your parents love you. Deidara tried to cheer up the kid that shook his head. No. They hate me. They don't want a freak with mouths on his palms. That's why they want me to hide them. For people not connecting them to a freak. No. They're protecting you. There are bad people that will do horrible things to get you. They don't want to risk you. Deidara said softly, and Naruto let out a sob. Then why did they did this to me? I don't know. Parents do weird things from time to time. I'm not an expert on that. But know this, you and me, we're both freaks. So freaks united, will never get beaten. Naruto laughed softly at the silly comment of the older kid. You promise we will be united? Deidara nodded. Yeah. Or I'll eat 1,000 needles or something. Deidara said, repeating what he told Naruto on their first time training. Naruto nodded and with watery eyes hugged Deidara that hugged him back. And at the same time, a Numbu with a black coat and a NE symbol on the forehead of his mask left to inform. Root headquarters. So, how did it went? Danzo asked his subordinate that was bowing in front of him. Before I could capture the target, the IWA shinobi appeared. And you said to not casualties, Danzo-sama. Danzo nodded. I see. We'll get another chance. But first, we need to get that, Deidara, out of the way. If you guys like this video, comment what you want to see next, and subscribe.